There are two pictures that I'd really like to show you, which moved me as soon as I saw them. My best friend Sam showed me both of these. The first picture is a soldier on the train kissing his wife goodbye just before he goes to war. And you know, there's the quote, like a picture is like 1,000 words. I think you can see the 1,000 words straight away. He's going to war. His wife's gonna be neurotically anxious, so worried, not knowing what's gonna happen. He's filled inside with so much excitement and nervousness and love and so many different emotions, so intense. And as much as she doesn't want him to go, she actually needs him to go. Because it is this concept of going to war that is, I think, one of the most important for a normal, healthy, long-term relationship of a masculine man and a feminine woman. And we don't have this anymore, do we? We don't have this concept of like a guy going to war these days. Like, some countries are in war, but I'm saying for like, you know, the modern couple in like a country that's not actually war-torn. There's no such thing as going to war. Yeah, okay, oh, I'm going to work, honey, I'll be back in 9 hours. Imagine all that they're both gonna be feeling right now. Imagine even just leading up to this picture being taken. Okay, they know that June 11th he's gonna be going off to war, you know, taking the train away to go to the training camp. Imagine the weeks, maybe even months before that, in that woman's mind and heart, she feels the coming pain of their separation. And so she is like on her best behavior, so is he. And they're so into each other because their time together is actually limited. And that seems like a bad thing, but that is so healthy. Their time together is limited because he is going to war next month. Do you think they're gonna be spending time reading the newspaper, watching the television together? Especially imagine the last few days. Imagine how precious those last few days would have been for this couple. Of course, anxious and of course, nervousness for both of them. But imagine how much love would have been in the room and how passionate they would have been in those last few hours. Compare that to another couple of this exact same moment that you don't see. There's, you know, this other fictional character that's not in this picture of the guy on the train. Okay, this other guy, right? And he's got a wife as well. And he finds a way to not need to go to war. He's pretended to break his finger or faked a sickness or doctor's note or something, right? He's the lucky one because he gets to stay home with his wife and they're gonna have such an amazing time, aren't they? Imagine their dynamic right now and how passionate that couple would have been to this couple on the train. This couple on the train, it is their limited time together. So it's gonna be special. And yet that couple, if I'm imagining some overweight guy, I can't help but think, yep, that the kind of guy who wouldn't want to go to war is probably gonna be overweight. He's, you know, done something. He's gonna stay at home. And even his wife is saying it's a good thing. Oh yes, you know, I'm so glad that you're staying here. And then they have an argument in a few days. And then his wife seems to respect him a little less. And I'm sorry for being vulgar, but his wife seems to be drier physically. That's never happened before. And she doesn't really seem to be as sexually submissive as she used to be. But you know, that's all minor. Like, yeah, I get to escape war. I'm really lucky. And maybe they don't divorce or anything. You know, times were different back then. But their relationship is going downhill. They're getting more familiar with each other. He's lost all mysteriousness because he has to, you know, he has to sit at home, pretend that he's disabled or something, so he doesn't want to go to war. And his wife just sees him every, you know, she walks past every single day. He's just there reading the newspaper. Think about his existence. Is that a good? I mean, yeah, he saved himself. You know, oh yeah, you're definitely safe from war. Nice. But even inside of him, he's thinking, okay, I don't have to go to war. I'm getting kind of fat. My wife doesn't respect me anymore. I'm bored. She doesn't sleep with me like she used to anymore. I hate how she talks to our neighbor. Her cooking's been worse recently. She's going back to her mom's town for 3 days. I don't know if she's gonna like speak to any ex-boyfriends. I can't even trust her anymore. You see, abandoning your duty to go to war as a man, whether this is like literally or just metaphorically, you know, doing something very difficult where you're away from your woman for days or weeks at a time, it leads to resentment. It leads to this destruction of mysteriousness where she just sees you all the time. And this is what most guys are living, like the modern day equivalent of the guy who refuses to go to war, so he pretends that he's got a disability. Now he just sits at home every day. Most guys are that guy. Most guys, maybe they go to work for a few hours per day and then they come home and they just hop on their PC next to the girl. Yeah, I've got a gamer girlfriend. Things are so amazing, guys. We haven't had sex in the last 3 days. And you're thinking, oh no, but that's not going to be me. Things would be really, really different, bro. Everyone thinks that. Because when you live in that kind of environment, when you spend so much time with your woman, then you become depolarized and familiar with each other, the mystery goes. But let's go back to that previous couple, the one who was saying goodbye at the train station, and he goes to war and she goes back home and she's worried. She's worried, she's worried, she's worried, she's worried. He's in the trenches right now, metaphorically and physically, and she's still worried. She's thinking about him 24/7. Everything she does, from making a cup of tea to gardening to spending time with her mother, is colored in the light of missing him, missing his love. Everything. You see this polarity, this love, this passion building up even though they're not next to each other. And then she gets a letter. It's a short and sweet letter from him. He's safe. He loves her so much. He can't wait to come back home and see her beautiful smile. And she's tearing down on the page. She loves him as well and she's writing one back. Imagine how beautiful that experience is. And then imagine this goes back and forth for a while and her heart jumps every time she just simply sees his name on an envelope. And eventually the war is won. And then we see the second picture where he has returned back into the city. They're not even waiting till they get back home to passionately kiss, to reunite. Do you think this couple right here are going to be familiar deal with each other or depolarize? Do you think they're gonna go home and stick Netflix on now and maybe play some video games together? Think about how passionate they're gonna be, because he has been mysterious.